Hello reformers and welcome back to Warsword Conquest. We have a couple of alliances being made here, as well as a couple of war declarations that I thought you might be interested in, just to keep you a little bit up to date on what is happening in the world of Warsword. And so you can see here, we have Kislev and the High Elves. Making an alliance. I'm kind of surprised by this. Let me be honest here, because Kislev and the High Elves, personally for me, in the lore of Warhammer, I don't know anything about Kislev, that's for sure, but the High Elves working with some lowly humans, I don't know whether that makes sense, but, well, maybe it does. Anyway, they formed an alliance, and there's a whole bunch of other people that have declared war and everything, but the alliance was the biggest thing to happen. And I've actually just traveled from Tancred Castle. I've just taken that myself, and we are now going to try and eliminate the last two castles. Castle Artois and, well, this one, which I'm not going to attempt to say. Anyway, you can see here. How many? Oh dear. How many vassals do they have? They don't have anything with over 100 or so units, so I think we should be in a pretty decent situation here. So let's go in. It's a siege tower. Ah, yes. Oh yes, and I should also mention, I have once again, it's going to be one of those things, isn't it? I've once again forgotten to rename Slythe. I know that there was actually a couple of favorites that I saw in the comments, and don't worry. No, no, I say this many times. Yes, don't worry. After this episode, I will be renaming him, and I'll be going through the comments, and I'll try and find some ones that I like, and then I'll just randomize them. I'll just randomize, put them, assign numbers to them, and just put them into a random number generator, and then I'll just select one from there, and hopefully that will result in some pretty cool combinations and things like that, and we'll see how that goes. Now, here's the one problem with siege towers for me right now. Well, it's kind of obvious, isn't it? Do you see any plumes of amazing global explosions? No, you don't see anything like that, because we don't have any poisoned wind globadiers, which is a big issue. Absolutely a big issue, but I guess the best thing that we can do really is just have our people stand at the front here, even though, you know what, that is not even the best thing that we can do. We should really just move away, to be honest. Oh, we actually have a number of Warplock engineers. I don't know where they were, but they were apparently all the way over there to the left, which was not very good. So I'm pretty happy about them actually coming into the fore here, because that means we will actually be able to retaliate. I thought we were just by ourselves, basically, without any ranged units whatsoever, but I'm thankful that we do have some ranged, and I actually have a little bit of ranged capability myself, thanks to this gun, and so, yeah, we're going to see what we can do. Now, after we have eliminated the last couple of fiefs that the Bretonnians have under their control, I am going to be looking to purchase a new weapon, in the form of a gun, of course. We have some kind of like long-range musket or something along those lines. I think that would be kind of fun. And I might try and see if I can get some new spells as well. Maybe there's going to be a spell that can actually deal some damage, because right now the spells that I have don't really do damage, so to speak. They much more do, well, shall we say, status effects. They afflict some kind of status upon the enemy, and while they are very powerful, I feel like doing some damage, and I think it would be kind of fun to see if I could do that. Oh, look at that! A headshot against one of the enemy vassals. He's not going to be too pleased. Yeah, speaking of enemy vassals, one of them was just ransomed by Bretonnia, I believe, and he was ransomed for 3,700. I didn't really feel like declining, to be honest, because, well, I kind of need the money. Yeah, I'm still losing about 10,000 every single week, and that is obviously due to the fact that I'm not really taking any fiefs for myself, which is obviously a big issue, but I kind of want to make sure that our vassals are as powerful as possible, so that's generally the reason why I'll do that, because I can always trade salt for, I don't know, a couple of, maybe 1 to 2 weeks, in-game weeks, and I can basically just make money that way. I can make money pretty easily that way, and I don't really mind about not having, passive income or something like that, even though passive income is obviously basically king in the game, because obviously you want to make sure that you're not really having to do any active work to, you know, make your cash. And trading salt, while it is very lucrative, is also, you know, it's a bit of a chore, but it's very easy. You know, it's a very easy trade route to do, and it's just kind of unfortunate that the Araby is currently at war against us, because obviously we can't really use their trade route any further, buying salt there and so on and so forth, and I fell down. But that doesn't matter. That doesn't really matter. As long as I don't get killed here, I think we should be fine. I am being shot from multiple angles, unfortunately, but I am just very thankful that we have a good amount of elite infantry, because they are, well, cutting through the opponent's defenses like, well, like butter, basically. Unfortunately, however, we do tend to be losing quite a few of them in the initial assault, but that, you know, that's just one of those things. You are going to lose these guys if you charge in like I'm doing here. Obviously, if I had many more Poisoned Wind Globadiers, then this would not be happening, because I would have already softened up the opponent pretty considerably, and then the Eshin Assassins would just go in to mop up the mess, basically, and that would have been really cool. That would have been really cool, but obviously I can't always have the best possible army available to me at the time, especially considering at this critical moment where I would very much like to eliminate the Bretonnians as soon as possible. And if that means sacrificing a couple of anything, basically, sacrificing a couple of units, then yeah, then so be it. That's just how it has to be, unfortunately. Even though I don't particularly like doing that, you know, I would much rather keep my units alive as much as possible. It is just one of those things that is going to have to be sacrificed as a way to make sure that Bretonnia cannot come back from this. Oh, I actually took only 6 damage. Okay, kind of weird. I'm dead. Yes, I am dead. I thought to myself, I'm dead from the falling damage. I don't really care if there's any enemies down here. And then the reinforcements just spawned in as I fell down. Well, I am extremely thankful that this castle is, well, ladder castle. It's not going to be a siege tower this time around. And yeah, the other one actually was pretty easy. It basically just took a little bit of time, and I didn't see any necessity to actually show you any of that. But yeah, it was kind of just me sitting there waiting for our infantry to cut themselves through all of the enemy defenders, and eventually we were able to get down into the courtyard and eliminate them. I was able to take prisoner quite a few enemy vassals as well, so we're hopefully going to be seeing quite a bit of the ransoms from that. And then I just waited a little bit of time to restore myself and my forces, leveled them up, gained some Eshin Assassins, only about 8 of them, even though that is quite a significant amount of high tier units, but well, they die pretty quickly, so, you know, not gonna stick around for long, I don't think. But yeah, this is the last one. This is the last castle for the Bretonnians, and then hopefully I'll be able to find maybe one of those magic merchants. I think it would be kind of cool to buy one of those really special weapons from there. I'm not entirely sure what kind of weapon that I am wanting to go for, to be honest. I'd like to go for something two-handed, of course, because, well, two-handed or ranged, either one. Let's see if I can do a little bit of damage to these foolish archers, who are doing quite a bit of damage to us, actually, which is not very good. Can we eliminate? Yes. Can I get some more? Yeah, there we go. Very good. Okay, come on, guys. You can easily get through these. I mean, really. I'm sure they can. There's another one. Can I get another? Nope. Okay. They're making things quite difficult by hiding in such a way. Ah, he's shooting me. Yeah, there we go. That's what you get. Thankfully, I do have a good amount of, well, damage reduction. I do have some pretty decent armor on, so obviously I'm going to take not much damage from various things. And, okay, this is probably not the best place to come out, to be honest, but it will give me an opportunity to eliminate more of the ranged units, and that's usually what I like to do, even though, theoretically, if I want to limit the amount of damage that my units are taking and limit the amount of casualties that I could potentially take, then generally it is considered a much better idea to eliminate the actual frontline forces like I've done in previous episodes. Obviously, you know, going for the ranged units is a good idea, you know. I'm not saying that it's a bad idea in any way, but if you can survive the barrage of the ranged units, then generally it is a much better idea to help with the various melee fighters that are, you know, attacking your own units, because then you can directly influence whether they are being killed or not. And obviously sometimes that's just not possible because there are so many ranged units, or maybe it's just not possible because you just can't get into the battle. You know, there are just so many melee units in the area, so, you know, sometimes it's just not viable, but most of the time you want to try and do that. Shall we do it? Shall we do a crowd surf? Let's do it. Okay, that's actually no, that's actually okay. That's actually okay. I was actually a bit worried because I thought to myself, oh, please don't let there be an invisible wall right here by the stairs. If there was an invisible wall right there, I probably would be maybe dead, because the AI knows that I'm going to be trapped in there and they're going to try and corner me very quickly. So I'm very thankful about that. What is up with these guys? They have so many heavily armored cavalry. It's crazy. Alright, well, we have eliminated the various enemy forces down at the stairs here. We do have a small contingent of units, including a rat ogre, going up there to, well, feast on whoever's up there. And, well, otherwise we are having a grand old time down with all these man-at-arms and everything. They are not knowing exactly how to counter our Eshin assassins. I mean, how do you really? I mean, when there are so many of them, it is kind of difficult to do that. Let's see if I can get a couple more headshots here as well, because we obviously want to be able to do that. Especially with a firearm, it is extremely easy to get through shields, and hopefully... Oh, well, I destroyed that fellow's shield, that's for sure. And otherwise, how are we doing here? How are we doing? I think it's pretty good, actually. I think it's pretty good. I'm kind of surprised that there are so many units here, because I previously scouted this just before I began the episode, and it had about 192, but I have far surpassed how many units are actually here, so that is kind of crazy. Anyway, just gonna shoot the rest. I'm very surprised that we are not being focused. Okay, well, that is their mistake, their final and fatal mistake, so let's see if I can maybe do something about that and eliminate them once and for all. And there we go. Where's all my people? I literally just have what, three Eshin assassins right there, and that's it. I guess they were running after someone else, but we did lose quite a few units. As you can see, we lost 36 in this battle total, and otherwise we took out 323. Wow, that's insane. Okay, well, let's have a look. Okay, so when I was here and when I scouted the garrison, there were no vassals inside, so they must have appeared here at some point, and they were able to, well, defend against us pretty viciously, but eventually falling before the might of Clan Cheese. Alright, so we have returned to home base, and I'm actually preparing to attack another faction, because, well, there are a couple of factions nearby that have some pretty small territory, and it would kind of make sense for us to make a little annex out of them. So that's exactly what we're going to do, and I am going to be attacking the Kislev, because surrounding us so far right now we have the Night Goblins, the Orcs, kind of. The Orcs are a little bit further away. And then we have the Wood Elves, who are very close by, but have some extremely good defenses. And then, of course, we have the Skaven. And other than that, we have Kislev. And we do have the Chaos Dwarves a little bit further away by boat. But for me, Kislev is definitely the choice. And we're going to declare war against him. There we go. Okay. Now, do bear in mind that the High Elves are now going to be at war against us because they are in an alliance, but that's actually not even a big deal for me, because what we're going to do, if we take a look out here, you can actually see that we are currently at war against the Arabi. And so what we can do is, if we are not feeling too strong about ourselves, you know, when we go down to High Elf territory, what we can do is instead we can make a brief little, shall we say, launching post out of the Arabi territory. And you can see here that our first stop would be our old fief Lucchini, and that would probably make the most sense. But obviously that is a time for when Kislev has been eliminated, I think, because you can see here they have a very small bit of territory, and I think that's probably going to be the best choice for us. So let's make our way over there. Now bear in mind I have 388. Oh yeah, I should also mention, look at this. We have Lord Thrud. Yes, Lord Thrud has joined us. He was only 9,000. I actually thought he was much more expensive. Now, he has 100 strength. Yes, 100 strength. Pretty crazy. There's the Kingdom of Britannia being eliminated. Fantastic. And they will no longer be bothering us, thankfully. Now, we do have a number of Empire vassals here, but I'm hopeful that they will be eliminated shortly as well, because I really do not want to declare war against them, because then they're going to begin raiding our villages and all kinds of annoying stuff once again. So, let's see what we can do about... Do we want to take Kislev itself? Like, straight away? I think that's going to be kind of... Oh, hello, Bjork. Yes. Oh, yeah. I also made myself the marshal because I thought to myself, yes, maybe it would be an idea to bring along some of our friends. This actually looks remarkably easy. All right. Let's go and tell Katya to assemble the forces, and we are also going to level her up, of course. So what are we going to do? Well, let's get her some more Iron Flesh and some more Power Strike, just in case she does get into melee at some point. And we have a number of other people that we can level up here as well. And we do have some Skaven Slaves. I'm taking a couple of those because I want to level them up into Poison Wind Globadiers, of course. I've actually restructured my army slightly here. And personally, I don't think it's actually that good, the way that I've restructured it. But I kind of thought that we might be doing some field battles. And that's the main reason why I decided to do that. But for me, it seems like that's probably not going to happen. So we probably want to do something a little bit different than have these Molder Riot Riders so incredibly high up in the list. Anyway, hopefully people are going to come over here. Bjorg, yes, he is going to come over. He's got 18 Eshin Assassins. That's pretty amazing. I'm hopeful that there will be a number of others that are going to come and help us, but we'll see. It appears that the text log has bugged out. I don't know why the text log bugs out. It's a bit weird sometimes about that because, I mean, you saw it. We could actually see Lord Thrud visiting his town, because I gave him the town which we will not speak of. I gave him that as his first ownership, basically. And, yeah, then the text log just disappears. I have no idea. Maybe it will reappear at some point, but for the moment, let us charge. And we'll see what we can do. Okay, so I'm actually just going to tell our ranged units just to hold position out there. And thankfully, we do have this battle map for us, so we can actually see what's going on, even without the casualty messages. Even though, super weird, I didn't do anything to them. I didn't disable them, that's for sure. Anyway, guess we'll just have to look at this and see what's actually happening, but it's kind of annoying because I'd like to see how many kills Bjorg actually gets, because it's been a long time since we've seen him, and who knows whether he's leveled up in that time, you know, maybe he's leveled up multiple times, or maybe he's just, you know, some crazy bear person, you know. I mean, he is, kind of. I mean, we know that. He's very good at what he does. Oh yeah, and I also have magic. Yes, I actually equipped magic for once. Can you believe it? The one time that I equip magic and we're not actually doing any field battles. As I said, I thought we were actually going to do it. So, you know, kind of unfortunate. Oh, there we go. We're actually able to get inside here. I think, maybe? Yeah, a little bit. Just a little bit. It's going to take a little bit longer for us to get fully inside, but, you know, it's going to be one of those things that will, you know, just take its time, and, well, hopefully all of our big units, as you can see, I've actually taken a number of big units and, you know, put them in our army here, because they are going to get the job done much better than anyone else. Well, with the exclusion, maybe, of, or should we say, with the exception of the Eshin Assassins, because they are very good at close quarters combat. And we're actually getting inside. Oh, fantastic. Very good. Okay, let's do some damage then. This is the first time, well, not the first time, but one of the first times that we're actually fighting Kislev. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see what kind of units they are willing to throw at us. And for the moment, I think I think we know what kind of units they have, because we have fought them before. And they tend to have some decent cavalry, And they have musketeers as well. They have some musket users that are very good at what they do, even though they are pretty low level, as far as I'm aware, but they do come with some pretty high tier weaponry. So it is going to do some damage, that's for sure. I've been taken out by that multiple times in the past, so that's definitely something we need to be a bit aware of. But otherwise, I think we're good. I don't think we need to really worry about this. Look at this, we've got Minotaurs, we've got Chaos Trolls, we have Dark Ogre Lead Belchers, we have Rat Ogres. And speaking of Rat Ogres, thanks to our War Academy, I returned to Karak Hearn's garrison to find 12 of them waiting for me. And I already had, I think, 6 or something in my army, so you can imagine we now have 18 Rat Ogres, which is pretty amazing. Okay, so this is a bit of a problem because I'm actually being shot from down in the courtyard here, so I'm going to have to help my forces to get a little bit closer to the stairs. Yeah, that's the problem. There's such a short travel time in between the courtyard and the front line that it's very easy for the defenders to get back and actually mount a suitable defense. Okay, I'm taking a lot of damage here. Yeah, I'm taking way too much damage in my opinion, but, well, I can't really do much about it. We are receiving more reinforcements. Are we receiving more reinforcements, or is this just our normal people? Because, I mean, look at this. We've only technically lost about 30 units, which is kind of crazy. I wish I had my gun right now. That would make much more sense. That's usually the reason why I'll just keep my gun equipped, but I guess if we do enter a field battle, I can just access the baggage, and I can just equip my magic from there, if I want to. So I guess that's not really a big loss, if I decide to do that or not. There seems to be some weird glitch going on here. Well, that's kind of amusing, but yes, I think that's a Lead Belcher's mace or something like that, or a Chaos Troll or something. Anyway, yeah, you can see here that this is gonna be a pretty simple sieging spree, in my opinion. We should be able to eliminate the Kislev without too many problems. I think they are seemingly quite easy in comparison to Britannia at the very least, because even though they do have these two-handed infantry, and they are obviously going to be able to deal some considerable damage, they're not going to be as difficult to kill as the various heavy infantry that, or how shall I say, heavy cavalry that the Britannians would have on the field. And they, of course, also had ward saves and things like that. I obviously don't know whether Kislev has any ward saves because we can't currently see the text log for some reason. Alright, so this is a little bit of a risky maneuver here. I'm basically just re-entering. I just retreated, re-entered, and hopefully I'm not going to get killed somewhat instantly here, because obviously we do have to deal with these fellows. And, well, all of their arrows and everything. Thankfully, they don't seem to be too damaging so far. I mean, you can see here that they are trying to take me out, but thankfully I do have a shield on my back, so it is making things a little bit easier. And I'd like to get to the left, if at all possible. Come on, let me get through there. Yeah, a little bit more. Just a little bit. There we go. Fantastic. Okay, so this is actually not good. No. That is actually not good at all. I got stunned. Did you see that? I absolutely got stun-locked to death right there, which is kind of unfortunate. I really wanted to get through there so I could actually contribute. Well, it is going to be a victory. I mean, I guess we do have the solace in that. Alright, so to make things a little bit quicker, we're gonna just ask for their surrender here, and that will then mean that we will be able to... I'm actually gonna let this guy go, I think. But yes, anyway. We're pretty good. We're pretty good. We took it, no problem at all. And yeah, we now have our first little foothold into Kislev territory. We also get to rescue a couple of poisoned wind globadiers and assassins and Jezzails and even a rat ogre. Kind of surprised to see one of those here. But this is really cool, actually. Getting a huge amount of Skaven units. And actually, every single Skaven unit I was able to take, apart from the Storm Vermin and the Plague Priest. But that's not really a big deal, I suppose. Anyway. Let's see what we can do here. I'm going to give this to Lord Thrud, in my opinion. He is going to be an absolute beast. So hopefully we will, yeah, hopefully he'll be able to do something good with this and field a massive army. And let's see what else we have going on here. We have a witch hunter right there. And I don't think there's anyone upstairs, so nothing really to... Where's my inventory? What? Okay. Well, I don't know where my inventory where's my inventory gone? I have no idea. Okay, that might be something to do with the oh, yes, I also sent out Nagrat for a trade agreement to the Beastmen, but they apparently are declining that. But anyway, that might be a small bug to do with my text log disappearing, so I guess if I restart the game, that's probably gonna make all the difference. Anyway, I'm gonna end the campaign here, and that will be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.